Hey guys, this is Alex Pierce from lightsailvr.com. In this video, we're going to talk about Scaniverse, my favorite photogrammetry app for iPhones and iPads. Make sure to subscribe and enable notifications now so that you don't miss my next video where I'll show you how to do some cool stuff with your scans in Blender. Here's a list of supported devices. You'll need to have one of these devices in order for it to work. After you download and install Scaniverse, open it up and press New Scan. You really only have two options to control here, whether or not you want to record your location and the range that you want to scan. If you're doing a large area like the one in this example, just leave it at 5 meters or the furthest it will go. If you're doing something small, like a shoe or a toy, you might want to set it to 0.5 meters so you don't scan too much of the area that you don't want, and you might want to get behind and around objects to capture them. You have three options to process. Basically, if you have very large areas, you might want to use the speed option. For smaller areas, use the area option, and for small objects, you'll want to use the detail option. You can look around your model while it processes, but you want to keep the phone on and in this app until it finishes. Depending on how big, this might take a few minutes. Once it's done, you can review it, choose to save the raw data, and/or reprocess it. This looks good to me, so I'll save it. So there's a few things you can edit. I think it's always good to make a title. I'll just call this The Hammer. It's kind of an inside joke. You can press Help to get more info. The Measure tool is very useful. I use this to figure out all sorts of things. I recently redid my office, and to figure out what furniture I needed, I just referenced a scan that I made. I was able to use the measurements from the model to figure out everything. Crop and rotate is also very helpful, especially if you don't plan on using your models in 3D software or you're not as experienced in editing 3D meshes. You can apply some filters and change exposure if you want, and then of course there is sharing. There are a few options here. Post to Scaniverse and Sketchfab are pretty straightforward. Sharing a message probably only works if the other person also has an iPhone. Creating a video is cool. There are many options to play with, including a custom one. And the main one I use is Export 3D Model. GLB and USD are the ones that I use the most. USDZ is great if you just want to preview it on an iPhone or MacBook. On a Mac, you can just press spacebar to see it and navigate all around it. You can double-click to open it and preview and look around as well. This can be helpful to just take screenshots or whatever. To bring it into Blender or Unreal, I use GLB because, for whatever reason, FBX and USDZ don't bring in the textures correctly. Okay, that's it for this one. Make sure to subscribe to see my other videos. Up next will be a video showing you how to import this model into Blender and some helpful tips with using photogrammetry in 3D. Okay, see you in the next one.